okay, you say that it's effective. Like, how effective? Is it like, okay, I'm going to eat a gram of mushrooms and my cluster headache's over? Or like, I'm coming up to my yearly cycle, I'm going to take 100 to 200 micrograms of LSD and then the cycle won't start. Or like, I guess this is a question of like dosage, efficacy, and protocol.
Yeah. So this was really something that we've developed within the community, sharing information and trying to figure out what dose worked the best for people, how often they needed to dose, when they could dose. And we've really been collecting that data for 20 years and kind of refined the treatment protocol. And everybody is a little bit different, just like with any other medication. Some people need a bigger dose of, an anti-seizure med than other people need. So people need to kind of determine themselves what their best dose is. And one thing about mushrooms really kind of lets you tune in on your body, and you're a little bit more aware of what's going on, and you can really make some really good decisions on dosing. You certainly know more than anybody else knows about whether or not you should increase the dose or decrease the dose. And we start out with a pretty low dose. It's usually between a gram and a gram and a half of dried mushrooms for a dose. Some people have success even with a lower dose. Most people don't have a lot of success increasing the dose. And a lot of people have tried because a lot of people think that, well, my clusters are really bad. I'm in a really bad place. I don't want to wait for 3 doses of this. I'd like to hope maybe 1 dose could do it if I triple the dose. So a lot of people have tried larger doses, and it really isn't productive at all.
As in, it's not such that a little bit works and more works better. It's
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So finding the lowest dose that works is really important, and people are able to do that. And if this is something that they're going to be doing on a regular basis, it's not something that's really enjoyable. It's like, here I go again. I'd rather not sit down and read a book for 6 hours. I'd rather be doing something else. This is not enjoyable at all, and it's medicine. But most people get really good results, and in all sorts of different ways. Like, I still would get my 2 cycles every year, one in the fall and one in the spring. But a lot of people take maintenance doses in between their cycles, just usually 1 dose. So it worked out perfect for me that my maintenance doses, if I was going to take one in between my cycles, worked out for the 4th of July and New Year's Eve. I could take those doses. They're 6 months apart, and right in the middle of when my cycles would start.
Right, but you don't enjoy it, right?
Well, those
doses,
doses I try to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly well known in the community I live in. I know a lot of people here, and we used to have fireworks every year on the 4th of July. And a lot of the people I knew how I was treating my cluster headaches, and they were really happy that I found something that worked. So the whole town would go out to watch the 4th of July fireworks, and I'd sit there with my family in my lawn chair and my headphones listening to Pink Floyd. And I'd have,
hopefully not the wall.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty dark.
And, so I'd have, friends of mine and police officers and all that, coming by to high five me because they knew how I was treating my
that's
my
really
clusters.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. And I had a lot of support in the community that I'm in, which was really helpful. But so people taking these maintenance doses are able to completely avoid some cycles. I mean,
wow.
They can take it, either, at certain intervals, or because they know when their cycle is going to start. If it's going to start on, April 15th, they may take that dose a week before that. The first week in April, they'll take a dose. And then if the cycle is still, you feel it coming on, then you can take another dose and hopefully put that cycle to sleep completely within a couple of days of it starting. Other people start treating after their cycle has already begun. The quicker they do it, the better off they're going to be, and the better the results are going to be. But everybody's different. I mean, it depends on what kinds of medications and how much they've used over the last 40 years that may have changed their body chemistry in ways that we don't understand. There are a lot of medications that people use that will block the effects of the psychedelics. They use the same neurotransmitters and receptors. So if you're blocking the receptors with some medications, then the psychedelics aren't going to work at all. So a lot of them have to stop medications that they've been using.
Sure, you're talking about like antidepressant medications, like if they're on escitalopram or something like this, that it's not going to work for them. Like they're not going to have the same benefits. Yeah.
Right. So we've really developed a whole list that's been put together by the community of which medications you need to stop and how soon before the treatment do you need to stop so that the psychedelic treatment works the best.